Class in session, picking up where we left off. This is part 3. Do another 30 minutes and might do one more. Let's see what we can learn from this. This is Nicole Atkinson, part of the Chris Watts case.
Because of what would he be loading up at 5:18 in the morning, and Shanann yells at him and he doesn't go out the garage because the garage is right below the dog.
Whoa, what a gem right there. Let's back that up. Let's back that up, gentlemen. We got a gem of it. See, I told you. Let's do this.
She was like telling, because she lived there, she's like, did you check her shoe closet? She has this amazing shoe closet in her office there. That filter, sorry. But I was like, Sandy, like, they're not here. I don't know what to say. They're not here. Then at some point, the neighbor said he has security cameras that face the driveway. And he said it only picks up motion. So he has it time clocked of when I dropped her off and when I left, but it doesn't show Shanann getting out of my car, and she got out of my car, got her luggage, and then went up to the house. And I backed up, but I sat there for a second to make sure she made it in the house and shut the door and everything was fine. I can confirm she was in that house. And
she
then
went into the front door.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah. And I don't know if she flipped the lock after, I don't know. But she did go through the front door. And then he had security camera of that, and then he had security camera of Chris backing up his work truck to their garage at 5:18 in the morning and loading something up in it. And that's when my mind went bad, like really bad, because what would he be loading up at 5:18 in the morning? And Shanann yells at him, and he doesn't go out the garage because the garage is right below the girl's bedroom, and it would wake them up.
Okay, hang on. There we go. Shanann would yell at Chris if he would go out the garage because it was right below his daughter's bedroom and it would wake them up. Okay, so this can be many things, but number one, no one yells at you. You know, if you're a good, honest, moral man, no one yells. No. If you're letting your partner, a relationship partner, girlfriend, wife, hook up, yell at you, you're not healthy enough for relationships. No woman yells at you. You know, you're leading. Right there tells you what, I mean, how many times has her friend knows she yells at him. So it's happened several times at least. No, that doesn't happen one time. Especially a guy like Chris, I'm just saying that he's got a job. He's got a decent job. He seems like, he's taking care of it. He's being a father. He's, you know what I'm saying? He seems like he's got some stuff together here, and if it's to that point where you got to yell at somebody, and for, I mean, and this is a gaslighting situation. Women, whatever, they can want control just because they want control to see if you'll be a bitch enough to comply to that control, because it can be, okay, I can bitch at him about this, whatever, and it's below the girl's bedroom and well, let's see, have they ever woken up? Have they ever been a problem? Blah, blah, blah. Number one, I've seen ladies yell at a guy just because they want to nag at him, and that's a dominance. That's a control and dominance move. That's a disrespect, and if you're a man of leadership, that happens one time and it gets squashed. And if a woman loves you, she'll know that gets squashed. If you're leading, if you're king daddy, if she respects you and honors you and doesn't want to see you go, your main leverage is your time and attention. Oh no, we don't put up with that here. No, that will never happen again. And we don't do ultimatums of if that happens again. No, that will never happen again. And you have to be willing to go Armageddon. That will never happen again. Or this man will be getting ready to go to court and get his, whatever. I'm just saying, but no, it's that serious. No, you don't get yelled for walking out of your own house, your own garage, with your own children, sleeping above. If you're a good, moral, honest man of integrity, and you decided that going out the garage is okay, then you're going out the garage. And you can yell, bitch, and moan, but you won't be here very long. And see, that's Chris's problem. He let her get away with that. Oh, no. In no world where a man is leading does that happen. And how many times did that happen where Chris was pissed and never said anything, conceited? Oh, okay, well, I got yelled at because it's under the girl. I don't care what reason she's come up with. Even if it's, other than, you know, the girls will die a horrible death if you go out the garage door. Now, okay, got a good point. We understand that's an exaggeration and that ain't true. You know, the fact that they'll wake up, well, you'll have to deal with it. You know, I've decided to go out the garage. And if you don't like it here, you can go ahead, get to that doorway, and not let it hit your ass when you walk out of it and never come back. I mean, that's the way you got to be as a man. I'm sorry, it's the way it is. But you have to have enough leadership capital to know she loves you enough to know this is a good man. This is a badass dude. And I'm not going to yell at him and dumb stuff like this. That shows he's not, and the fact, and this is another thing. The friend is co-signing on that. The fact that she's okay to say that, I'm sure, and this is your women, you know, will have friends that yell at their husbands. Well, this doesn't happen in your world. This Nicole, she didn't have a problem with that. I would have a huge, she gives an excuse because it's under the kid's bed. No, absolutely not, guys. You do not get yelled at, but you have to be a man of character. You have to be a man worthy of not be. If you don't have enough leadership capital to not allow yourself to get yelled at, you do not belong in relationships. You need to fix yourself first. And that's not get in the gym. That is get your head straight.
He always went to and from the front door as far as I know.
What a control freak.
I assume the police took that video.
I think they got it today. I went back over because I talked to Fox 31, just doing a plea, like, if you're out there, please come home, please contact somebody. And they were there at that time. The neighbor said they asked him for the surveillance, if they could call, he could call his or whatever, not insurance, security system place and get the video sent over to him. And they were there with a K9 unit too, so.
Okay.
I mean, and this whole time I'm trying to be as cordial to Chris as possible, but I don't know.
I think you said several times that your mind went to a bad place or something to that effect.
Because her purse, well, then we found her purse. So then after we saw the videos, we go back in the house, and I found her purse right inside the door of her office. And I went in her office several times. It was like tucked right there by the door. I just walked past.
Was it behind the door?
No, it was like right next to the door. Like, door was open, and then on the opposite side, it was sitting right inside the door.
Okay. So did it appear like somebody was trying to hide it, or just?
No, I think she just like somebody set it right inside the door as they were walking by or whatever. So, like, I don't know. He's never made me think that he would do anything bad or done anything to make me.
Chris, and we've heard this so many times. We heard this in the Blaze Taylor. Oh, he didn't seem like he wanted to kill his girlfriend that was pregnant, that he didn't want to be pregnant. And he was about to kill with a lethal amount of cocaine in a drink. He didn't seem bad. No, beta males will take and take and take crap until they snap. And that's sometimes what women don't understand, you know, and people don't understand. Chris had reached his limit. And Nicole, and this is not bad. This is us trying to learn to prevent these tragedies. We're not here to dance on anyone's grave or to dance on anyone's hardship. It is to learn so this never happens again. And this kind of stuff can happen to anybody if you let things get out of control. And Chris, yes, he wasn't saying anything, but inside he was seething. You think a man wants to get yelled at about Nicole Atkinson, do you think Chris wants to be yelled at going outside his own garage about waking up his own children? Do you think he wants to get yelled at about OCD symptoms because she has stuff written down, everything has a place and a place for everything in my own house? Oh, hell no. They're in financial collapse, Chris and Shanann, because of her poor spending habits, and he's working his butt off. You think it's going to make a man happy? You think your friend might want to change a little bit? I mean, and this is, women will not hold their friends accountable. It's just whatever. It's, we're not mad at them, but they will not hold their friends accountable. Shanann had a spending problem. She had an obsessive compulsive problem of cleaning. She had an obsessive compulsive problem of being on the internet, talking to people online she doesn't even know in lieu of not taking care of her children. I've seen those videos. So this is a person with personal internal problems. They'd rather have their attention focused outside themselves instead of inside themselves, because that hurts.
But Shanann wouldn't leave her phone. She wouldn't leave her car. She wouldn't leave without the kids' meds. And I'm just like, Chris, you were the last one to saw her. Where is she?
Because that was one thing I was gonna ask you about. So this EpiPen that she carries for Cece,
Mhm.
does she go anywhere without that?
That I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure the school has them, but she had, like, I don't know how, I just know she carries it on her if she's gonna go somewhere where there might be an issue.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have them in the car, like, I don't know to that extent, but I know, like, when she travels, she has a little case that has all of their inhalers and an EpiPen and all of that in it. So, and she just got back from North Carolina, so in her office, on her desk, there's bags of all different kinds of medications that the girls take, like, Tylenol, ibuprofen, Motrin, allergy medicine, whatever, I don't know what they're prescribed to, so whatever it was all still in baggies. So my thought is, if you were gonna leave your husband, why not pick up the baggies that are already packed and take them with you? But all of their luggage was there too, that was the other thing. She bought the girls special luggage to go to North Carolina. Like, if you were gonna leave, why wouldn't you pack up the clothes and...
She bought the girls special luggage. This goes back to a spending problem. This goes back to lack of leadership from Chris. This goes back to a dopamine problem because you're unhappy with yourself and you're out of control. And your husband, you as a partner, have the responsibility to either control that or get out. If you can't control your woman's spending, you need to get out. If you can't control your household, you need to leave the relationship. Quit being a wuss, quit being a weakling, and get out of the relationship. Let them ruin their lives separately from yours. Because when you're attached to them in a marriage, she's ruining both your lives. So you either correct it, or you get out so that it will only ruin her life. Special luggage to go to North Carolina when they already have filed bankruptcy, when they're already severely in debt, and she's buying special luggage. This is a problem. This is a leadership problem.
So did Shanann ever say anything to you about their relationship?
So the week they were in North Carolina, and I can show you text that she sent me, she said, I think it was the second or third week she was there, and there's posts all over Facebook about it too. She got in a fight with Chris's mom.
This is another thing, getting into a fight with the in-laws. A woman of respect, a woman that loves you, she does not get, this is the dominance move. She does not get into a fight with your parents, And I know there's so many women that will disagree with me because they're married to bitches, But if you're king daddy and you're not a bitch, she will not get on your in-laws because she respects you too much and they're a part of you. No, a woman does not get mad at your in-laws. And by the way, Shanann's wrong in this situation. Let's hear about it.
Because she went to Chris's mom's house to visit, and I think her name's Cindy. The other grandkids were there when they were older. Cindy bought ice cream that has everything Cece's allergic to in it.
And again, there's a second side of that story. So here's something I've also said. Cece, and listen to what her friend's buying from Shanann. Listen to what Nicole has bought from her friend. Cindy bought ice cream that has everything Cece. So and by the way, the Chris's mom, who Shanann's mad at, number one, loves Cece very much. And you think she'd buy ice cream that has everything Cece's allergic to? You don't think that's a story that she's making up? You don't think that Shanann didn't want to go see them and maybe came up with something? This is what they call Nutgate, and it sounds like Shanann was a real thriller in Manila on this one. She was not well behaved.
So Shanann asked, and this is just hearsay, I don't know. Shanann asked Cindy, please do not give this to the other grandkids until I get Cece to bed.
So she is trying to control the whole household. Look at that. Please do not give this. You're in someone else's house, and you're telling the mother-in-law, the one who gave birth to your husband, who deserves respect, and you're a guest in their house. They will do things. It is your job to control your child in that household. You can either leave or you can control your child to where it's not going to get any of that ice cream. If this is true, but it's not even true. Chris's mom testified it was vanilla ice cream, by the way. She was well aware of Cece's allergy. You're in your mother-in-law's house. She knows your daughter. She knows her grandchild, and she's very loving of her grandchild. You think she's going to buy something that has everything in it that get her grandchild sick? This is bullshit right here. And Chris's parents have said it was vanilla ice cream that Shanann made a huge deal over. But at the same time, she's trying, do not give this to the other. So she gets to control the whole house. You see how there's control issues here? This is out of control. And so what do you think she's been doing in her own house?
Because she's not going to understand, and she cannot have it. And
Well, that's your seeing her friend giving excuses to this. Well, Shanann, that's your job to explain to your daughter, Cece, why she can't have it, and you're gonna have to. This is part of having kids. If the grandmother decides to serve it to the other grandkids, you're not gonna be able to control the whole house. So you're just gonna have to have a bad day where you don't get ice cream, little 3-year-old, and I'm gonna have to deal with it as a parent and learn how to control my own kid. I could control the whole house and my in-law.
took it and put it back in the fridge, and then I guess Cece went and got it, and then Shanann took her to bed because she's so sick. You eat not peanuts, but cashews and kiss her, she'd be going to shock. That's how severe it is. So, they argued or whatever. Shanann went back to her parents' house the next day, and for as far as I know,
So nothing happened. Allegedly. So how did your daughter get it? Unsupervised? So allegedly her daughter gets the ice cream out that had everything in it to make her sick, but she doesn't get sick. And now Shanann's having an argument with the mother-in-law in her own house, in the mother-in-law's own house. And then what this does is prevents Chris from going to see his own parents the whole time they're in North Carolina, and that's why he's there, is to visit them. But Shanann once again comes over the top and says, "No, we're not going over to your parents' house. We're staying at my parents' house." And they're allowed to go the last day. And then she's going to complain that they didn't come to her daughter's birthday party. But you had already argued with the mother-in-law, and you had already basically, for lack of a better term, ghosted them on the whole trip there. I mean, this lady's out of control, and it's because Chris Watts does not have leadership here. As the husband, there's chaos going on between the mother-in-law and his daughter-in-law. And this is where the logic and reason of men come in, and he's like, "No, you're going to go to my parents' house, and you're going to have a good time, and you're going to sit there and respect them as the daughter-in-law you are, and as the woman that loves me, so I can visit my parents. And if you don't like that, you can go ahead and get the hell out." I mean, and that's basically what he says finally at the end. I mean, oh my gosh, Shanann, I can't believe Chris fell in love with Nicole. I mean, it could have been a homeless lady, just being nice to him. I mean, this is what some ladies do to men who don't lead. And they get so surprised that they're being mistreated after they treated their husbands like this.
Go back and see his parents. But they celebrated Cece's birthday while they were down there because she turned 3 in July, and the parents did not come to Cece's birthday.
I wouldn't either if I was yelled at by a daughter-in-law that doesn't respect me nor my son. I would not go to the birthday party either. Shanann, I guess, thinks that you're allowed to disrespect people and they're supposed to put it all behind them and just show up like Chris does. Well, at some point, Chris decided, I'm not taking it anymore. And like I said, that doesn't make it right. But sometimes the justice of life, the justice of nature, does not coincide with the justice of written law by man. Because bad things will happen to you. Yeah, it's illegal, but bad things still happen to you.
I know there was a falling out between Shanann and Chris's parents, and then she called Chris and told Chris what was going on. So apparently there was some issues with her and Chris. And the whole thing, I don't know. And then I was told that Chris went and saw his mom and dad while he was there and spent the whole day there. And Shanann's mom, Sandy, and Shanann both said that Chris was not him.
Oh, God forbid. Chris saw his mom. Yeah, probably he heard what a bitch she was, and he's done with it. And so now when he goes with Sandy and Shanann, who Sandy probably hasn't called her daughter out on this behavior, she probably treated her husband the same way. And he's acting different. Yeah, he's done with it. He's done. He's checked the fuck out.
He came back. And then,
He found a woman who can fuck him better. He found a woman who's nicer to him. He found a woman that cares about his needs and is attentive to them. God, and ladies will say, "My husband cheated on me, we had to get a divorce." "Oh, my husband cheated on me, so we had to get a divorce." "Well, what were you doing?" "Well, I gained 30 pounds and I wasn't wearing anything sexy anymore, and he found this hot little girl that was really hot and banging him like crazy. I can't believe he left me, he cheated on me. And I yelled at him every day about he didn't put the garbage can in the right place, and his mom almost gave my daughter nuts in the ice cream, and he cheated on me. I can't believe he cheated on me. Fuck out
because
of
of Facebook.
here.
I didn't ask. I figured she'd tell me when she got back or whatever. I mean, we texted a couple times, but she was on vacation, spending time with her family. She didn't post pictures of her and Chris that week. Like, I don't know, they hadn't seen each other for 5 weeks, so it was a little odd that they weren't in pictures together or being lovey-dovey or whatever.
Yeah, that was Chris, being performative, and Shanann loved to make him her little dance monkey. Take this picture, Chris. Wear the Steelers. You see, go look online. The Steelers uniform. Let's everybody. She made her daughters wear the Steelers uniform, whatever that was. They're from North Carolina. I don't know who the Steelers fan was. And put on the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform, and that's everybody getting on that. That's what these social media, junkies that are weirdos, all over social media, performing for the outside world. She made Chris perform for the outside world, and he hated it. And the woman that he had the affair with, Nicole, had no social media. I mean, what a juxtaposition. He must have fell in love right away. And then she sucked his D better than she did. Oh, you're done, girl. You are done. He fell in love. And Nicole Kessinger wants to make it about money. Oh, no, it's all about you, Nicole. He fell in love with you. And that's okay.
I didn't say anything. I just found it to be odd. There wasn't any pictures of Shanann either. And Shanann takes selfies all the time.
Okay.
Like,
oh, Lord.
Every morning ritual of the selfie, and you point to your DFT.
There you go. No, you don't have to do them every day. She loved attention. She loved outside attention. She couldn't get enough. She was insecure. She needed validation. She didn't respect her husband, so getting validation from her husband wasn't a thing. When you respect your husband as King Daddy, when you respect your partner as King Daddy, just the validation from anybody else doesn't matter. The only validation that matters is from him. Women who have to do selfies and be online and get validation from other men, they don't love their husbands. Yeah, I'm talking to you, lady.
To promote it, and there wasn't pictures of her very much that week either. So, and she texted me, and I don't know if she texted me. I'd have to look back at them. She either texted me or I'm pretty sure she texted me. She called me, I think, like once, but she really couldn't talk. She was around Chris the whole time. And I can pull it back up if you want me to. I mean, it was a couple weeks ago, but I save all my texts.
She couldn't talk because she was around her husband the whole time because she talks shit about him. I mean, if you're around your man, you have high respect in him, you should be able to be in the same room talking to a friend. But no, you can't talk shit about him, so we couldn't talk because normally she talks shit.
Those employees, extra important. She basically just said that things weren't, she didn't know what was going on, he was acting weird.
Yeah, he's done, he's checked out.
He wasn't touching her, he wasn't,
yeah.
They weren't cuddling, he wasn't holding her hand, like he wasn't sleeping in the same bed with her.
Yeah, mistreatment has consequences. This kind of, figure it out. This is the problem with ladies, figure it out. Yeah, your mistreatment of your man has consequences. If you still like him, get yourself straightened up. But he's checked out. And guys, if you want to see a relationship flourish, you got to lead. And if she doesn't allow you to lead, you're done. Okay? But mistreatment of your partner, whether it's man or woman, has consequences. And not holding her hand, sleeping in a different... He's found someone he really loves, and it's Nicole Kessinger. And so he feels guilty for sleeping with you. Yeah, you can't yell at your husband for going out to the garage and he's going to wake up your kids and think he's going to be okay with that forever.
I find that really odd.
I don't.
All of that.
That was prior, yeah.
Oh, that's new. So prior to this.
Well, prior to North Carolina, like not to give you intimate details.
Here we go.
Said they were like screwing like rabbits and he couldn't get enough of her. And they were.
That was prior to him meeting Nicole. And again, probably not a good idea to leave without your husband, for 5 weeks. Might want to work with him on that, and leave for 2 weeks together as a family, instead of running stuff on your own. Yeah, you leave your husband. Love does grow in space, but too much space allowed him to play, especially when he's not getting treated right, But yeah, and that's good for Shanann. That's good that she was very sexual with him. But she also was very controlling and manipulative of him, So that's good that, again, but this goes to men. Another learning lesson is, women who like you will sleep with you. Women are very sexual people. The sexless marriages are not normal. Women love to have sex. Look at that. They're screwing like bunnies. And they have no problem talking about it. Her friend has no problem talking about it. Sex ain't nothing for women. It isn't. They don't care. They care about it. They love to have it. But as far as talking about it, if a woman acts like, oh my God, you're talking about sex, oh my God. No, they love talking about it. Look how easily she talks about it. They have sex all the time.
Well, the girls were in the other room, so to go from that.
There you go.
I
Screwing in the pantry while the girls were in the other room. That's how your marriage should always be. Absolutely. You're and good for Shanann. You know, I've been critical enough about her. That's so much respect for Shanann. You know, but you can't have the other stuff too. But the fact that she, you know, and that's maybe why her marriage lasted so long, because she was sexually responsive to him. But that can only last so long when you're disrespecting him. But that may be why they lasted so long. Screwing in the pantry with the other kids in the other room, that's good. That's a woman showing her love for her man and concern for her man's sexuality and making it happen. Anyway, I don't have time. I got baby fat on me from the baby, and there's no time. We don't have any time. And no, there's time. Let's go screw in the pantry. Absolutely.
touch you
Women that want to screw you will screw in the pantry.
is odd.
Okay. So prior to the North Carolina trip, there was no indication from
No, I went on a
Shanann
trip with them.
that their relationship was on the rocks, anything like that.
No. Right before she left for North Carolina, I was in San Diego with her and Chris. We went on a trip through Lavelle. We were all on a trip, a paid trip by them to just enjoy San Diego. So I was with them for 4 days right before she left for North Carolina.
And
So
how were they then?
lovey-dovey, taking pictures together. I have tons of pictures of them together on my.
Yeah, making your husband does not want. I will do a picture or two with my girl. I'm not taking. No, we're not doing tons. And then Chris knows this is not for. I don't want to do all this. And she did make him do a lot of videos and pictures, and he was her dancing monkey.
And so,
Okay.
yeah. I don't even know where I was in the conversation, but you asked me last. Oh, so they had the falling out. So Chris was acting weird, and then she texted me and said things were bad, and that she didn't know what she did or what was going on with Chris, and she thought that it was his parent.
I mean, come on, you've yelled at his. I mean, you've yelled at his mother-in-law. You barred them from the birthday party, or they didn't come to the birthday party. Those are problems because of your behavior. You claim that she allegedly, tried to get ice cream to kill your granddaughter, and she served it too quickly and didn't listen to you. So you disrespected his mom. You yell at Chris for going out the garage because and he might wake up the kids. I mean, is this not enough? You've gotten them into bankruptcy by lavishly spending money you do not have. Wonder what it could be.
The only other time.
That's delusion, ladies. That's delusion. But it's your responsibility as a guy not to let any of that happen. You have a responsibility as a guy not to let it get here. Chris let it get here by non-leadership. And a woman never does any of this with a man who leads. Because once it starts getting to a point, the first time she yells at you going out of the garage, you out of here. She yells at your mom inside your mom's house, claiming you trying to hurt her. Oh, no, ma'am. We going to see my parents. And you sit your little ass down. How dare you speak to my mom like that? Oh, no. I mean, just stuff like that. This don't happen in your marriage. The marriage should have been over. Chris should have had the balls to do that. We're doing one picture, not 100 in San Diego. No, we're not spending that. We don't have the money. We're not getting girls special luggage to go to North Carolina. You're not leaving me for 7 weeks, without me going, I mean, this is lack of leader. I'm just seeing it in this little, snapshot of their relationship, and the problems are astronomical, and the fact that her friend isn't like, yeah, this was bad. No, she's just as deluded as Shanann, because this is how women treat their men. It's very common now because they marry beta bitches.
Like this in their marriage was right after they got married, and it was because his parents didn't go to their wedding. And then
So his parents not like her?
No, they do not like her. Yeah.
And people do not like somebody and Chris' parents seem really nice, and they didn't go to their wedding. I mean, Chris, you're already starting there, I mean, and there's probably a reason. This is what this Nicole Atkinson, needs to get in her brain. Your friend probably was not acting right.
I like her. His parents do not.
Do you know the reason for that?
I don't per se, like, I've met the parents like in passing. I've never spent time with them. I don't know.
I don't.
She can be bossy.
They're right there.
In a good way.
Right there. There it is, right there. Now, she said she's met the parents in passing, and so, but she comes up with nothing. She said she didn't know. And then she follows that with Shanann can be bossy. Yeah. But in a good way. No, there's no good way for a woman to be bossy to her man. And and she's obviously alleging that that's maybe why the parents don't like her. Well, if it's come to a point where the parents don't like her because she's bossy, it's a problem. It's a problem. Your friend has a problem. But women won't call each other on their problems. She knows it's too far. Right there's your problem. Too bossy. But a woman can only be bossy with a man who won't lead.
Like, I teased her because I'm like, you're so bossy, but she's trying to like push you to do good things.
No. Nope. She's even confronted her. She likes her and that's fine. They can have a friendship, but even she knows it's a problem. But she's not gonna, she likes her and, she has a different relationship with her, and she's okay being submissive to her, I guess. But, Chris probably wasn't. She's bossy right there. A bitch.
Motivate you. It's not like a.
No, I don't need motivation.
Bitchy bossy. I don't know.
It is, absolutely
I don't
is.
know what she's like from Chris when I'm
Yeah,
there,
exactly. What do you think it's like behind closed doors? You think the bossy's good or bad? Bossy's bitchy. Okay? Only to do good things. Well, to do things that she thinks is good. Maybe Chris disagrees. But a man does things he wants to do, not what you want me to do.
But yeah, she told me through text, she's like, girl, I'm gonna need you more than ever when I get home. She's like, I don't know what's going on wrong. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I didn't do, basically. And I was like, okay, like, I'll come over, we can talk, whatever. And I was supposed to watch the girls when they got back because they had the ultrasound video of the baby to find out what they were having. Because the next weekend when we got back from Arizona, which would be this weekend, we were supposed to do a gender reveal party for them. So they flew in Tuesday night late, and I was over at their house Wednesday night before we left. I went over and watched the girls, played with them, painted their nails, that kind of thing, hung out with them. My mom and dad went. But Chris was really weird when he came home that night. He did not say hi to me. He did not acknowledge me.
Yeah, he was banging Nicole.
Which is not normal for him. He'll like give a hug or...
He's checked out.
He'll acknowledge that you're there.
He's done with the bullshit bossy, and you never called your friend down on it, and he wasn't man enough to lead. But everybody has responsibility here.
How you doing? Whatever, and then he'll go on in his merry way and do whatever. He did not talk to me at all that night.
That was Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Okay, that would have been the...
And I mean, they were in a hurry or whatnot, but... Because he was running late, so I literally got there.
Yeah, because he was over banging Nicole.
And we like bypassed, but he didn't say anything, and he seemed really like uptight.
He had pussy smell on his fingers.
So they leave and go to the doctor's appointment, and then they come back, and she gives me the envelope of what the baby was going to be. And I said, okay, we'll find out in a week. And she was like, and then I started, she's like, don't open it in my house. And I was like, well, fine, I'll wait till
Yeah, bossy pants. Don't open it in my house.
So I go home, and then she texted me that night, and she said, I can tell you, I have not had so many text messages, phone calls, and messengers.
All right, we'll leave it there. It's been 30 minutes. We'll do one more and be done with it. But, all right, see you on the next one.